Hi, hello, this is Chaos and Cats. Hello. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kaylee.
And I'm Laura. And that's just how it is, all right?
Just how it is. Okay,
It's just who we are.
That is just the way it is. You gotta deal with it, okay? I don't want to hear no complaints.
No complaints, all right. I'll fight somebody. Well, actually, I'd love to hear some complaints just because that would be kind of funny. We're popular enough to get complaints. I'm kind of here for it.
Honestly, I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I can't wait to laugh at the things that you complain about, folks.
Well, you know I send you screenshots of what people say. That I know, that are not necessarily complaining.
Right, that you actually know.
Hilarious.
All right, let's get our cat fact out of the way.
Oh, deaf me
Oh, hi, little boy. Oh, is that door not open enough? Got to push it open a bit. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, cats can see up to 120 feet away, and their peripheral vision is about 280 degrees. There.
100 and what degrees?
80.
Dang.
Damn.
I think it would just be so cool to be a cat.
Oh, blue-eyed cats are prone to deafness. Oh no, are you gonna go deaf on me? Don't go deaf on me.
I would kind of assume they were also prone to like blindness.
I would assume they're prone to blindness more than, you know, the blue eyes. Blue eyes, I feel like, tend to sometimes be prone to blindness because they're
those like cataracts.
Yeah, because of the way your irises are and stuff, and like, I don't know,
but that's lame. Although a deaf kitty probably would be better than a blind kitty, maybe.
Probably. Either way.
Either way, they're going to be old and just want to cuddle.
Yeah.
Here for it.
Yeah.
Here for the cuddles.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know. Blind cats are pretty capable. I've met a couple of blind
definitely.
Cats. They adapt. They adapt. Sure. And usually most cats that go blind, they slowly lose their eyesight. You know, at least they're able to like adjust to the fact that they're like losing their eyesight. So there is
not as jarring.
There is that. Exactly. So
you know, I watch cat videos, go figure, sometimes, and especially orange cat videos because they're just so naturally wild. And one thing that Henry has never done when I watch the videos that I'm like, thank God, is like bite for no reason. Like, yes, sometimes he'll like stop touching me and like put his teeth on me.
Yep.
But now he's doing it the opposite because I'm petting him in the middle of the night and then I start to fall asleep and I just stop petting him and put my hand down. He starts off by putting his claws on me, like, bitch, you better freaking pet me. And then I ignore that because if I ignore it, maybe it'll go away. I open my eyes to him full mouth open, about to bite me, and I'm like, you get out of here. It's like 2 a.m. You do not do that. And he was like,
Rudo used to have a habit when she would wake me up. She doesn't do it anymore. One of her habits for waking me up, because I've told you she likes to paw me in the face. She used to like to try and bite my face. Like, she would do it gently, but she used to like try and bite my nose or something, like whatever she could get to. I hated it so much.
Too.
I'm like, really? Of all things, at least when you paw me, if you accidentally get me with your claw, it's because I did not trim your nails. That's on me. Like, I was not a responsible pet owner, and trim yourself. Okay. But, don't go bite in my face.
No.
What do you think this is?
That's a whole nother game, right?
Like, no.
And honestly, I'm to the point because now he just is going just straight to like, not like hard biting, don't get me wrong, but when I'm half asleep, middle of falling asleep, and there's just all of a sudden a hunk on my hand, it scares the shit out of me. It's not even like painful, it just scares the shit out of me, so I'm gonna bite him.
So, Daruk's habit.
Oh boy.
He doesn't do it. He did it to me once, but he usually does it to Nick. He'll try to hump him.
I've never seen a cat hump. Like,
he's fixed. He will try to like mount him and like hump his leg.
Just
He
trying to put him in his
massages
place.
it. He just said he massages it.
That's a perspective, for sure.
But yeah, he did it to me one time. He doesn't do it all the time, but when he's like frustrated and like mad at us, or like if we haven't played with him or something, that's when he'll do it. If he's like pissed off with Nick because he hasn't played with him enough, or he hasn't played with him at all, or something like that, or he just didn't get enough attention, then he'll do it.
So in a sense, he is sexually frustrated, and he just is like...
The poor guy did get snipped at a very young age, you know? He never had a chance.
The sex became play, and without the play, you know,
he had a
overdrive.
Favorite toy. He has a favorite toy. It's this like big... It's a wand toy, but it's broken off the wand now, but it's like this big, long, floofy, colorful, like, not string, but floofy fabric, and that's one of his favorites to carry around and to try and mount.
To carry around.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he'll carry his wands in his mouth to us. Well, he just makes noise. What do you mean? Wait, when he does it? I didn't realize he made noises when he did it. Huh.
I assume he'd purr, right?
I don't think it's a purr.
That's unfortunate.
Is it his, like, one, or, like, no?
So it's his, like, car scream.
Yeah, like, basically, my god.
I think Russian porno.
Weird guttural moan, basically.
Well, that's...
Alright.
My cats do not do that. I don't
Nope.
think I've ever seen a cat like that. Just dogs, yes. Have I been humped?
I've never had a cat do that before, no. And he's fixed, which is why I'm like, wait, what? This is a thing? And I've looked it up. It is a thing. It does happen sometimes. It can happen. And I'm like,
Of course.
of course my cat has to be the one to do that. Of course.
I love it. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I want to respond to Destiny and the message you sent me. and Mark, of course, because you sent me Mark's responses too. Listen, Destiny. Come here, Destiny. Come here. Okay. Listen. I don't know why I know so much about pig orgasms, okay? I don't know. I learn weird random facts. I am just full of weird random obscure fucking facts that are like, why the fuck do you know about that? My husband is partially to blame about me knowing about pig orgasms, and also a podcast. I learned it on a podcast as well.
So wait. You're hearing these facts about pig orgasms from two different sources? That's
Yes.
even more insane than just
I
one time
learned
you heard
about
it
it
this
from
time.
2 different sources. I know. Crazy. Listen, I absorb weird facts. I know weird, obscure things. I'm so sorry, Laura, for how I kept knowing everything you were trying to tell me. I'm sorry. I don't... Literally, as you're going, I kept being like... And I'm like, wow, I know about that too. Oh god, she's gonna be so annoyed. She's gonna be so done with me. And then every time you just kept saying more things, and they were all things I'd recently learned about.
Which is so much weirder.
And
But,
that's
this one time in 5th grade, you know?
I know. I mean, some of them were things I'd already known for a while, and then some were like, oh, I just learned about that. Oh my god, I just learned about that one too. I listen
We don't tell each other our topics.
to a lot of podcasts that are comedy podcasts. Even if they are true crime, they're true crime comedy. And you know what? They taught us about pig orgasms. Kitty cat! You got a kitty cat in your room?
Oh.
You got a cute little tuxedo that just came strutting in?
What is up, baby girl? Do you hear her?
Is she mowing?
She's making her like.
No, I can't hear her.
No, she's not. She doesn't meow anymore. It's like when I first pet her, she makes her like.
Oh, a little like chirping kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad also that Mark agrees that you are a Hufflepuff. You are a Hufflepuff. I don't care. You need to just embrace it. You need to just embrace it. You need to just let it go.
And I think I have, because Mark sent me this whole article on like what it means to be a Hufflepuff, and he's like, literally all of it's you. And then I'm like, I can agree with some of that. What's the Ravenclaw one? And he was like, literally none of it's you. And I read it and I was like,
It's not. You are not a Ravenclaw.
damn it.
I'm sorry, but you are just. I love you, but you're my little Hufflepuff. I'm sorry. I collect
was trying-
Hufflepuffs. I'm sorry.
because Mark's a Slytherin too, so I just collect Slytherins, and I think that's Mark's like, it just has to be a balance. I have little to no empathy, you have too much empathy, we gotta like balance each other out.
You see?
You'll give away our house, you know, and without me. I was like, I will. I would just let
We
people
need
live
a
here.
balance. There's got to be a balance. It's okay to be a Hufflepuff.
Of course. And Mark was trying to help me because I feel like the name, I think Hufflepuff is just like a big puss pants name and it pisses me off. But he was claiming that they're also one of the braver ones. It just has to be towards defending someone they love. And I'm like, fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're definitely a Hufflepuff. You need to get over it. And you're right, Mark. We are fucking hilarious. We are downright fucking funny.
We are. It made me smile to know that he was laughing at our stuff because he lives with me. So
And did you finish the One Piece live action? Did you guys finish that?
No, after he was listening to that episode of ours, he said we should go back to it because we started watching the live one, like the live action, and then we went to the anime to like be like, ooh, this is good. What is it in comparison? Because I've never seen the anime either. So then
we haven't either, but at least watch one first and then go to the anime.
We were too curious. We couldn't.
Also, my thing with the anime is so fucking long. Watch the live action first.
Oh,
because
yeah,
the anime is so long. So what we were doing is we were looking up the characters as we were going. And so every time a new character would come in, I'd just quickly Google the character and be like, that's what he's supposed to look like.
Prepare, right? Don't get attached.
And we would just be like, oh god, they didn't do good, or they actually, you know what? That's pretty good. Most of them were very good,
but that's why we wanted to watch both kind of simultaneously, because all people were saying is they got the characters spot on, and they for sure did.
They did. They got
the personalities, the acting is perfect. Yeah. It's like to a T. So we wanted to see and experience that part.
I keep pushing Nick to start the anime. I keep saying, let's start One Piece. Let's start One Piece. Let's start One Piece. We still haven't started One Piece, the anime. So
it's a little daunting though, because it is 1,000 episodes.
Well, that's why I keep telling him, like, let's just watch it. Let's just start. We don't have to keep continuously watching it. If we want something to put on that we don't know what to watch, let's just put on One Piece.
Yeah.
We got a lot of One Piece to get through.
I was like, it does have a storyline, but like, not something that it would be a big deal if you waited.
The storyline is that they're supposed to be getting to the One Piece, but they keep getting distracted, or Luffy keeps getting distracted and bringing on new people or meeting new people and doing things and getting sidetracked. And that is why there is so many episodes.
About finding some fucking treasure. And they know where to find it, supposedly.
But they just keep not going there. Or, well, they're always going there, but they're stopping a lot. Making a lot of side quests.
It's true. And whoever played the clown, whatever his fucking name is, in the live action, did an incredible job. Just him himself, let alone comparison to the show. Just like crazy.
Yeah.
Buggy?
You were close.
Yeah,
You got me there. You got me there. I'm pretty sure it's Buggy. Yeah. Buggy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know, it's like on the tip of my tongue. You're like, Pluggy? No, Buggy. Thank you for getting me there.
Hey, no. I think you misheard it because I said Buggy.
Oh, I would
never say Pluggy. That sounds a little too
I heard
sexual.
Pluggy and I'm like,
Yikes. It's a bit of an innuendo, alright.
Plug you up.
But how have you been, man?
I've been good. Tonight's the cut for the contest for the quarterfinals at the 10. I'm back in second. I was in first. Now I'm back in second. So we'll see if we can get back in.
Let me know how far away you are.
I don't know how far away I am votes wise. That's the thing. We can't see how far away we are. So, and I told my mom, I was like, if you're gonna buy me any votes, wait till closer to 10 o'clock, because then they'll have less time to react and turn around and try to buy votes. So we'll see what happens. But
usually my alarm set for voting for you is at 10:30, but I vote to leave it. We'll let you know.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, and then from there's 2 more rounds left. So it's almost done.
Yeah.
And I think I told you, but if this contest doesn't, like, if I don't win this contest, I'm chopping my hair off.
You did say that. Do you just want it like shoulder length again?
No, I'm going like short. Short.
Well, yeah. Well, once your hair,
I want to
gets
go like
short,
almost
it's
mullety.
like an afro almost.
I want to go like almost mullety.
Mullet? I think that'll be really cool.
Something. I don't know yet. I'm still like, I just want to cut it.
Look, tapping it.
Just want to cut it off. I'm also having FOMO because like my 2 best friends both chopped their hair off, and I'm like, I'm the only one left with short hair or with long hair. I want to be a part of the short hair crew, but I gotta wait. So, yeah.
Well, I just think you're lucky that you can be like, oh, I want to chop off all my hair because I know in a year all of this will be back. Fantastic. It took me 6 years.
That because
to grow
I literally chopped
6
my
inches.
hair off 2.5-ish, 2 years, 2.5-ish years ago, and it's already back down to my ass. And when I say I chopped my hair off, I mean it was like just above my shoulders,
Yeah.
and it was like almost to my chin roughly, and it's already back down to my butt.
That's insane. That's insane.
Dude, my hair grows so fucking fast. Every 6 weeks is when I go to get my roots done because my hair grows so fucking fast.
Which although I'm jealous of a lot of your hair growing techniques, alright, that would suck.
I mean, no, it's really not too bad because I plan it so it lands on a pay week. But also I just push it back if I feel like I can go a little bit longer or I just don't want to do it or something. I just push it back a few weeks and then do it that way. But it's also nice to just go and get my hair done every 6 weeks. Just something go do, get pampered a little. Kind of nice.
Yeah, I do go get my nails done now, which I kind of like.
I want to get back into getting my lashes done.
I
gotta message her and see if I can get in.
Just a ballpark price. What's that looking like?
So what is her full set price? I know to get filled it's $80 for the fill, but her prices are actually very reasonable compared to some prices, which is part of the reason why I went to her the first time. But she's also just very talented. Hold on, let me pull her up here. Da, da, da. Hold on, it's loading.
Hold on, it's okay. I mean, already a fill being 80 is still. It's like around what I was thinking the price would be, but
Okay, so
expensive as
to
shit.
get like, so if you go through her, so at her shop, she's got like 2 other lash techs. So if you go through her, because she's been doing this for over a decade, she's the more expensive one. So you're paying for her skill, which I'm happy to do because she's very good, she's very talented, and I very much love what she does. So to just get like, so there's 4 types you can get, 4 types of sets you can get. So to just get the full set put on, for like the classic, the cheapest one is $165. And then it's like $175, $185, $225. And that's your classic, your hybrid, your volume, and your mega volume. I usually get the hybrids. I usually get the hybrids done. When I first got them done, I got the classic set, so I only paid the ones, I think it was $150 when I got it done. Because she bumped her prices when she opened her own place and she brought on like
that makes sense.
Which makes sense, exactly.
Everything is already so expensive.
And then no matter the set, I'm pretty sure, I mean, it might go up a little more for the mega volume, but for a fill, it's $80.
And how often do you need a fill?
2 to 3 weeks.
Fuck that shit, dude.
Which is why
I am. I work for a non-profit.
Well, and that's part of the reason why I stopped is because like finances got tight, so I stopped because I was like, I'm not gonna do $80. Like,
I want to. Don't get me wrong. It's just I can't.
Right. So things is getting kind of a little better. So I've been thinking about going and at least doing it. I don't know if I'll commit to it as much. I don't know. Maybe I'll only do it for a little while. We'll see. But I want to get back in and get them done. But she has another girl you can get like a set done with, and it's like a little bit cheaper, I think. I can't fully remember, but yeah. Her prices are very reasonable for getting lashes done. Some people, just to get like a full set done, it's like out of the gate $200.
I prefer it to only last a couple.
And that's why I was willing to go to hers, because it was like, I was like, okay, a little over $100, and I was making the extra money at the time, so I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then from there, at the time, it was only like $70 for a fill. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Like every few weeks, not a big deal. Like I've got that, and I would just plan it so it fell on a pay week.
Yeah, that's not as bad. It's really the full set at first. That's just.
It is. It's just the full set that's the more pricey point, which makes sense because it's also like 2 hours to do it. You're there for like 2 hours. So that's 2 hours of her day, you know, doing a set on you when she could push out like a few fills in that time frame and some brow laminations and some waxings and stuff. So, it is really relaxing, I'm not gonna lie, which is why I enjoyed doing it. It was just nice. So nice. I also love her. She's just wonderful.
I'm glad you have those good experiences, because whenever I go get my nails done, they are always very nice. But I am often just panicking on the inside the whole time I'm there for 3 hours. Hello, everybody. Please don't talk to me. Or do talk to me. Do whatever you want. Okay? You gotta find someone who's just a nail artist that you can have like one-on-one. You're not in a big open salon. Everybody's getting worked on kind of thing. But I don't mind that as much. I mean, I did like the one-on-one because I have had that when I went to Florida and she was amazing. But we didn't really chat because she didn't, I don't think, speak too much English. But
that's why you gotta find someone that, you know, you can be able to chat with. It's hard, trust me, I know.
Chat. I want to go there. I want to put my audio book in, and I want you to do my fucking nail.
Well, then find the right person where you look at them, you go, look, You seem like a lovely person, okay? Listen. You seem like a lovely person, okay? But I don't want to talk to you. I want to sit here. I want to listen to my book. I want to listen to my book. I want to get my nails done, all right? And I don't want to talk. Don't talk to me. Unless you're asking me the shape, the color, the length, don't talk to me. Unless it's about the nails, don't talk to me. I'm not here to make conversation. Not here for conversation, no. All right.
I honestly have thought about being upfront like that because the woman I had the last time I got my nails done was kind of close to our age, if not our age. She was really nice. She was gorgeous. But she would like ask me questions here and there, and I just like, I think it's because of all my jobs too, is like, do I ask her a question? And if so, what question? I don't want to be too invasive.
I sit there like, how do I am I supposed to keep the conversation going? Like, does she care that I'm not asking questions? Like,
what do I ask? Because she asked me where I'm from, if I'm from the area, and I said no, and she says, where are you from? And I told her, and she's like, I told her it's like an hour away. And then it like died down, and I was like, oh, well, where are you from? And like, all of her family looked at me. Not in like a rude way, but like, where am I asking that she lives? And I think that's creepy. I was like, but she asked me first. She was also like an hour away, but in opposite direction.
Yeah.
So we like.
I mean, but that's a normal question to ask after someone asks you where you're from.
I know.
But to then go, or to be like, are you from around here, or do you also travel for work? Like something like that too. Like.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I really hope I didn't come off racist.
That's on them for no. That's on them for thinking that you were implying it that way immediately after she asked you where you were from. Because
I just didn't think that's why they were offended. I thought they thought I was creepy, not racist. Yeah, no, I much prefer creepy.
You were trying to be polite and continue a conversation. You were not being racist. Like, you were literally just trying to have a conversation with her, and in return trying to learn about her. Like, if that's how they interpreted that, that's on them, and you're not responsible for how they decide to interpret what you said.
I can never go back.
Oh my god. Also, if she travels an hour, why was her family with her?
Like, it's her family's business, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Like, they were all doing other people's nails or whatever. And they're all really nice, and they're honestly kind of funny. And I like that about them, but now they probably think I'm an asshole.
I'm sure they don't think that.
I hope not.
I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they don't. Anyways, Laura, otherwise, how have you been? Anything else besides getting your nails done? Anything going on for you?
I mean, yes, but not the time nor the place for that information.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that off air. Okay, all right, I understand. I understand. This is an off-air conversation.
Off-air conversation. We don't have them often.
Allowed.
What?
I said these little fuckers ain't allowed. I said you little fuckers ain't allowed in that conversation.
That's right. I thought you were saying I was loud, and I'm like, oh, so sorry.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
But no. Yes. No. Other than that, I think everything's just been
same old.
Yeah, I got real sick for like a week and a half, like dying.
I remember you saying that you got sick.
Yeah, so I was in the trenches, but I'm better now.
It's okay. You survived. That's what matters.
Yeah. Mark got a sore throat for a day and a half, and I died.
That's him. Whenever he gets sick, he gets like barely anything, and it's for like a couple of days. And then when I get sick, I'm dead. I'm out for a fucking week. It kicks my ass. I don't get sick often, but when I get sick, it fucking puts me down. It's just, Jesus Christ. I had COVID twice, and both times it killed me.
And Mark again just got like a sore throat for a day or two, and I'm just like,
he suffered for like 72 hours.
And then Mark got COVID at a time
If
where
that.
we had to take the 2 weeks off or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he got sick for 2 days and then played video games for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was dying most of that time.
Yeah, he ended up having to take time off when the first time. I don't remember if he took time off the second time. No, I didn't think so. The first time I got COVID, though, he got a week off as well, but he wasn't sick as long as I was. I was like, what the fuck? And at the time, I was the one working out and like consistently every day, being healthier and everything. Like, I mean, he was too, but like still, like I was going hard, and I was like, the fuck?
I didn't even show up for you. Fuck this
Like, oh, fuck,
shit.
man. It's okay though. It's over now. Well, I'm glad you made it through it, and that you're feeling better.
Mm.
All right. You ready to get into it?
I am, sorta. I mean, we'll see. Is it your turn to go first? Because I think that's for the best.
I think so.
Okay. Good.
Mine is probably going to be a long end.
That's for the best again. Maybe I won't even do anything because I don't even remember what I got. I don't even know if I like the topic anymore because who fucking knows?
I went hard. You guys, you don't understand.
For that.
You guys don't understand. Okay. I have like 3 sticky notes up, plus like a couple of tabs that we're gonna be reading from. I watched like 3 videos.
Back to the tabs.
I watched like 3 videos on this fucking topic. Uh-oh. I broke my nail. What do you mean you broke it?
I don't know what I had done, but it has like a little like... It's gonna piss me off. Because this is the one that broke last time. This is the only fake nail I have. All these ones are real, which I'm pretty proud of. But for this bitch... Sorry, I got distracted because I could see it because one of my hairs in my head got
I would have done the
stuck.
same thing. I'd have done the same thing.
And I'm a picker. I can't...
Same.
I'm not going to be able to let this go.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Same.
But you deep dived and got crazy into the topic.
Dove very deep. Sorry, I got a text.
That's quite alright, because I remember you telling me you have 1900 tabs again, just like that other... What was it even about? Like ketchup or something? It was for...
Oh, I don't have that many tabs for this one. I don't have that many tabs for this one. No, I watched like 3 videos and took a shit ton of notes. I'm not a note taker. Okay, well, I say notes, but I definitely just like...
Digital notes.
Practically word for word of what they said. All of my sources are cited. Don't you worry. You guys can go and watch the videos, and I actually recommend you watch the videos because they were pretty good. They're pretty good videos. But yeah, so I went hard on this. I went fucking hard. Like, I took a picture of my screen earlier so I could send it to you.
Yes.
Before I send it to you, alright, so what are we talking about?
That's the main question we're having right now.
Big question. We're talking about, are you ready for, you're not ready for this.
I really don't think I am.
Sand Mafias.
Can you say that again?
You heard me correctly. You did. Sand Mafias.
Did you go into like a Dune rabbit hole or something?
No, nothing to do with Dune.
Because those are Sand Mafias is what I'm looking.
Those are Sand Mafias from what I'm looking at. No. So, oh yeah, I was gonna send you the picture of all of my fucking notes. This is what my screen looks like. This is what my second screen. Oh? She vanished. She vanished. Oh no. You're back.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I clicked on a button and apparently it was the wrong button. And then I had to log back into Facebook because this is Mark's computer, so it automatically had Mark's Facebook up again, even though I was the last one in there. It makes no fucking sense. And then Squadcast wouldn't even let me join to put all my information in, and then it wouldn't let me join, and then I had to go back. And
I gotta get you in here I gotta get you the login so you can just be a part and get you added in here so that you can just log in and join. I'll have to get you the login. It's a different.
That's the one that stopped me from exiting out of the whole thing.
That's okay. That's okay.
And I don't even know what this topic is. Sand
Mafias.
Thank you, because my brain was
I sent you the
again,
picture
I was
of
like,
my
that's
note.
not it.
I sent you the picture of what my second screen looks like right now. Like, just everything's laid out, ready, easily clickable.
Jesus.
That big one on the right, I still have scrolling to do. So
Yeah, you do.
we have a lot to talk about, Laura. We have a lot to talk about.
It need popcorn.
As soon as I roll this joint. Okay, so we are discussing sand mafias, sand theft, sand mining. We're talking about sand today. Have you not gotten it yet, Laura?
you continued on, and I thought it was just Sand Mafia, but it is.
Oh, don't
More
you
than that.
worry. Oh, don't you worry. There's it's a whole thing, Laura.
It's. Is it just like a big conspiracy theory?
No,
Because-
it's not. That's the thing. It's
Oh,
not.
it's a big truth?
It's like actually a legitimate problem.
Sand Mafia.
So,
Sand.
sand theft, or unauthorized or illegal sand mining, leads to a widely unknown global example of natural and non-renewable resource depletion problem comparable in extent to global water scarcity. Beach theft is illegal removal of large quantities of sand from a beach, leading to full or partial disappearances of the beach. So, the country we're gonna
Do that?
we're gonna get into it. Yes and no. Hence why there are sand mafias. So, the country we're gonna kind of be picking on today, there's two, but we're gonna. The country where it is the most prevalent and the biggest problem is in India. So, in India is where you typically hear the term sand mafia most commonly, and that is where the sand mafia problem is kind of seeming to be the highest from what I've seen. It's also happening in other places, Africa, other countries that are having this going on, but so they have allegedly murdered hundreds of people, including journalists, environmental activists, police officers, and government officials, and others.
So you brought this topic here for us to be murdered. Kaylee. Are you out your goddamn mind?
Everything I am about to speak about is alleged. I know nothing. We're nobodies. Please don't come after us. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, you think they're gonna listen to that shit? They're fucking
We're good. We're good.
murderers.
We're
good.
We're
We're
talking
good.
about
We're
a
on good
lot
terms.
of corruption today. It's gonna be great. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If we die, you know what happened. It was not suicide. We were murdered by Sand Mafias. Thanks. Bye.
But depending on the Sand Mafia, honestly, that's a badass name. So
Not bad.
just don't
Um,
murder me. Thanks.
So, sand theft is a worldwide phenomenon. Beach theft, the large-scale removal of sand to the point that entire stretches of beach disappear, is considerably less common. So I do have a list of countries that talks about sand theft in those countries, but I think I'm going to come back to those at some point. I'm going to start with some of these little facts that I've got from one of the videos I watched, they seem to be a bit more of US focused stats or like Western focused stats. So
Right.
basically they talk about how sand is basically in everything. It's literally used to make our computer chips in our like the chips in our computers, our cell phones. It's how our credit cards work. It's how our bank machines work, like things like that. There's like special minerals inside of sand that we need. It's in special alloys, like we use it for airplanes, things like that, like lightweight alloys, the paint, tires. And behind air and water, sand is the most used commodity in the world. So much so that just like air and water, we do not think about the consumption of it. We do not realize the consumption that we have had over many generations, because we've been building with sand and using sand for a long time. So the biggest and largest consumer of sand, what do you think it is, Laura?
Usually with that attitude, it's the United States.
No. Industry, not country. Industry.
Oh. Can we just like clip that part out? That'd be great. Industry
that uses sand to make something. What do you think the biggest consumer of sand for like making? Just what do you think? What industry?
Well,
I just said it's in like in everything. So like
I know, but that makes it a harder choice, bro. So
exactly.
What am I saying? Like an industry is like phone or
yeah, you can generalize it like electronics or like vehicles or whatever.
I was gonna probably go with vehicles.
I don't expect you to get this right. Like, I just want you to know.
Thanks.
You're not going to get this right.
So you gave me a test just to fail. All right, Kaylee.
Because the largest consumer is construction. The construction industry is the largest consumer.
Also, like, duh.
Because
Laura.
Of cement. Cement is the biggest one because we need sand to make cement, to make concrete and things like that, all that fun stuff like we need sand for. So the sand that we're running out of is not the sand in the deserts. That's not where we're running out of sand. We are running out of sand in the oceans and in waters and in rivers and in lakes and stuff like that in these countries. That is where the problem is, because we've basically, so according to the one video I listened to, we've basically used up all of our land deposits for sand. That's the pure good sand that they need with the right minerals for all of these things. We tried using rivers, but when you dig into rivers, it causes floodings. So we couldn't do that. So we then went to ocean. So they typically use a dredger. Now these are the more mechanized situations, and I'm talking about the more legal stuff right now. Right now we're talking about the more legal way of going about it, because here in the US, from what I've seen, we're not, I mean, we may have some illegal sand stuff going on, sand trading, but for the most part, I think we're doing it legally, and we're just doing it within our own country, which is very common. Most places that mine sand do mine it for their own country. So a dredger being put in the right spot and being the right machine can pump up to 400,000 cubic meters a day to the surface from the ocean.
I can't even like picture that.
No, you literally can't. You are not going to be able to picture a lot of these numbers I'm going to throw at you. They're going to just be such astronomical numbers. So they gave me some numbers on how much sand it takes to build some different things. So to build your average house is about 200 tons of sand. That's a lot of sand. That was a lot of sand. A larger building like a hospital takes about 3,000 tons. Each kilometer of highway devours 30,000 tons. And a nuclear plant takes about 12 million tons just to build these things. That is how much sand is required to roughly, these are like rough estimates of what it's required to take to build these things that we need. You know? So that's my information that I got from the one video that was seeming to be facts a bit more Western based. I did not watch the full video. I only watched like the first part of it because I had already watched like a couple other videos before this, and I got a lot of the information that I wanted to talk about in this one because we can totally come back to this topic, you guys.
Yeah, because if you were already having an existential crisis, you are now.
So over in India, sand has basically become their new gold. There is such, one of the facts that they said was there is such a high demand for sand that it outweighs the amount of legal sand there is for the trade. Like, so there has to be illegal sand trading because there is such a high demand for it that there isn't even enough legal mined sand to be able to meet the demand. And yet we are somehow meeting the demand. In rural areas of India, being a sand miner is a very dangerous job and is also typically the highest paying job. They do not use equipment to go down and dig up the sand. In this video, they were basically showing these guys in these small canoes. Like, these are the more rural areas where they don't have machines and stuff. And they're like diving down in with these little shovel things, like going down, getting some sand, coming back up. Like, they're just taking a deep breath, going down, digging, and coming back up with sand and stuff. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, they have no equipment. Like, these people are dying doing this job. A lot of people are dying doing these jobs.
Yeah.
And these people are literally being taken advantage of. Like, the woman in one of the videos basically was like, this is one of the biggest scams in our country is doing this. Because the sand is free. The most they pay for is the machines they need to get it out, which can be paid off so fucking quickly. But a lot of these mafias don't really care about that. So one of the biggest areas in India that seems to be like a big contributor is there's like a big construction boom basically happening in Bangladesh. They aren't actually exporting sand. It is illegal to export sand in India. It is banned. They have banned it. And yet they are exporting sand. Or at least, okay, they're not. So what they said is they aren't actually exporting sand. At least the information that would say if they were or were not is not public domain. So we don't actually know if they are or aren't exporting sand in the country. So we don't know. They say they are not, but we don't actually know. There are countries that don't want to destroy their own economy, their own environments and stuff, you know? So they're going to go to other countries that are willing to trade the sand, and India is one of the countries that is seemingly a big part of the sand going out illegally because the enforcement there is so weak. Basically, the enforcement in India and Bangladesh is very weak. Stop it. I'm not talking to you. What the fuck? My phone is talking. My phone is talking. I don't even know. She listening. I don't fucking know. So they're basically looking at, if they continue the way they're going, they're looking at entire river ecosystems collapsing and just being destroyed. Just complete, utter destruction. 60 to 70% of the sand you see in the market is illegally mined. 60 to 70% of the sand being traded in the market is illegally mined.
That's insane. And basically,
Yeah.
so if all the rivers and all that jazz collapse and get destroyed, does that just leave a bunch of people, like,
Yep.
dying via thirst?
Probably thirst, hunger, if it's a food source, if there's any, like, fish still in there. There was one
Absolutely.
river that they were talking about in one of the videos that used to be a fisherman's spot. Like, they used to fish there, get a lot of fish from there, and then the ecosystem collapsed, and now they just fish for sand, is literally what they said.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also, even if you don't have water like that, you also don't have anything to, like, water your vegetables. So it's not even like you necessarily need fish, but you just need it to water your vegetables and your fruit and whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Basically, the reason why they get away with this is because the sand miners, the people who are controlling, like, the mining of the sand operations, they are paying everyone off, and that is why they are getting away with it.
So everyone is just dirty? Just bad?
Literally. Everyone is just dirty. Everyone is just dirty and corrupt. So this is basically affecting all of South and Southeast Asia. This is a very big problem around there, the sand mining, the illegal sand mining. Most sand that's mined is used locally within the country it's mined in, but some countries have already exhausted their own supplies of sand. Singapore is a big example of this. Singapore ran out of their own sand to mine in 1960. 1960. Oh, don't worry, Laura. Don't worry. Oh, it's going to get crazy. So we're about to get some big numbers coming soon.
Only thing I remember about Singapore is that gum was illegal there because they didn't want it fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
However, they're gonna destroy their whole ecosystem.
No. Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. Hold your hat.
this is my stressed face.
So they depleted their resources of sand in the 1960s, but Singapore, being the country that they are with the big plans that they have for their country, and being such a small little itty-bitty little tiny island, they are going to get the resource if they need it. They are going to find a way. They are. So
find out how.
So Singapore's sand that they are importing is, according to them, legally sourced and completely clean. So now I'm also going to tell you that Singapore is the largest importer of sand. And I got some stats for you. You ready for some stats?
So if 60% of all imported sand is illegal and Singapore is like the biggest chunk of that, just I can't even imagine what the stats are gonna be.
So, top 5 importers of sand, 2016 to 2020. Okay. So we're gonna start from the least and get to the most. Okay. We've got the Netherlands. They imported 13.8 million tons. Okay?
Okay.
And then we've got China. They imported 17.7 million tons. Canada comes in third, and they imported 30.9 million tons.
Kind of makes sense. They're freezing.
Exactly. They are a frozen tundra up there. It makes coming in fourth is Belgium with 71 million tons. Okay.
Okay.
And then we've got Singapore. Laura, what do you think they imported? The last number I just gave you was 71 million. What do you think they imported?
And Singapore is the top?
Largest, yeah.
You said 70?
Yeah, that was the last number I gave you was 70.
I would at least have to go 200 million because they're small, but they're mighty.
210.5 million tons.
Yes, bitches. That's an
210.
insane amount for such a pea-sized place.
So, I had some other little. I have more. Don't you worry. So, their growth as a country requires them to rely on land reclamation. So, where you use sand to extend your shores and make more land. They are importing sand from other countries to make their country bigger. They are destroying other ecosystems because they've already run out of their own sand to make their island bigger, or their country bigger. All right. They have increased their size by at least 22% in the last 60 years, starting in 1960, which is literally what allowed them to become the economy that they have now, is creating that growth of their land, was in order to get the economy that they got now. That is how they got the economy that they have, how they were able to become as big as they are, is because they were able to grow by 22% in their land mass. That's a lot of sand, and they're not done. They're still planning, like they have plans to continue to grow more and to make their land bigger.
That's
Laura,
insane.
you look like you have thoughts.
My first thought was like, isn't that how, I don't know literally anything, so I'm spitballing here, but do we not have places that were made like Manhattan type stuff, like parts of New York, maybe parts of Florida that were like made, right?
Yeah, definitely. We've got a lot of places that are man-made, but we're mining them from our own countries. We're mining that resource from our own country. Like I said, most places that mine sand, which all countries basically mine sand, but most of them use it locally within their own country. It's the countries that have depleted their resource. So Singapore, they're a small country. They only have so much land sand that they're going to be able to use, which got used up very quickly by all of us. Very quickly. Then the ocean sand that they've got is they're only going to be able to take so much because they're going to deplete their shores if they take their own sand to build. So they've got to resource out. And like I said, not all countries have to do that. And it depends the country, but there are countries that need to import sand in order to be able to grow and expand and build. So for the most part over here, it seems like for like us, we seem to have used our own resources. I didn't get too much.
Stopped.
And I didn't get too much into the western side of the sand mining. So we can definitely look more into the western side of sand mining at some point. But it seems like a lot of the illegal trade is happening over in Asia and like over in Europe and in Africa and places like that. That seems to be where it's happening the most and where a lot of the illegal trade is the most prevalent. Because we've got a lot of access to water and oceans and stuff here in the US. We've got a lot of access. So it's definitely seeming to be a lot of these other smaller developing countries that seem to be the most affected by this.
I just want like a graphic of what Singapore looks like and then what Singapore looks like with 22% extra land mass.
There's in the video they kind of show,
because that's insane.
Hold on.
But it's not even like I fully even like can be mad at Singapore because all these other countries are still selling it illegally.
You are not wrong. You're...
So it's like nobody's making a good choice at this point. So I'm starting to think that the Sand Mafia might be something.
What'd you say? You froze a little.
I said we haven't gotten to the Sand Mafia part, correct?
Well, we're like kind of delving in and out of the Sand Mafia. What is playing in the background? Okay. This is the video. I'll just play this for you really quick. She's about to go into it.
And how much do you trust just sand, y'all?
There's your visual. I think they show us them wanting to go more in a second.
Well, it even did like to 2030, like the
Yeah, that's what it
predicted.
was. Yeah, that's how big they want to get. So you just saw everything. That's the visual for that. That's a lot of growth when you see that visual map.
It is, and it's also like they're doing a bad thing, but what is the reason for it? Because if it's like one of those things where they have like a huge, like they're overpopulated and they don't have enough general space to help their community, I get a reasoning. Whether or not that's good or bad, I don't know. But like, yikes, dude.
Yeah.
There's got to be another way.
I mean, to be fair, they've already got a lot of skyscrapers. They need more room to go up. They need a little bit more wide room so they can go up a bit more.
For real.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so they have imported sand from places like Vietnam, Myanmar, Philippines, Malaysia, things like those countries. I think a couple others. I'm not 100% sure. But all of those countries slowed down or banned exporting sand to Singapore because of the environmental impact it was having on their own countries, and because they needed the sand for themselves. And they're like, you guys need so much sand that like you're killing us. And we need the sand too, so you're cut off, or they just slowed right down, which then creates a problem for Singapore, who wants to grow more, and that is gonna lead to some more illegal things happening. If they need a resource that they can't get as easily, they're gonna find other ways to get it. So
this should be a movie, bro.
I know. Well, there are a lot of talking about it. Yeah.
Not necessarily like a documentary.
Oh, no, I know. Like, we need a whole ass movie about this, like a sand mafia and shit.
It's so
sorry. Singapore being cut off from all these countries trading sand halts their plans to grow, which can lead to some shady happenings, like I said. And we don't know all the details. That's the thing. There's not a lot of reliable information around the legal trade, so we don't have a lot of the details about the story that's going on, but we do know that there is a huge disparity in sand in terms of what's being registered as leaving the country versus what's being registered as entering Singapore. So leaving whatever country it's coming from, they might say, oh, it's 80 million tons, but really it's, and then when it gets to Singapore, suddenly it's 150 tons. That's just off the top of my head, some random numbers. But that's just an example for you of like the fact that one number is leaving a country, and another number is entering a country. And that just doesn't make sense.
No. You are stupid.
Part of the problem, though, is that sand is perfectly legal. Who's paying attention to sand? Nobody. Nobody's
people who are like in an environmentalist type job.
But that's the thing. Guess who they're killing? Reporters, environmentalists, and anybody who speaks up against them. That's the thing. That's the problem, is there are people that are trying to pay attention and speak up about this, but some of those people are getting hacked to death.
Kaylee, I don't want to die.
Listen, you had a thing about a hole in a skull and ejaculating into a skull, okay?
I'm pretty sure that guy's dead, alright? These people are still a-chugging.
A lot of these people are dead too, you know.
But the industry is still a-going, so there's just replacements who are just as willing to kill.
Listen, people got hacked. I don't know what to tell you, okay? It's a part of the facts. I'm not really talking too much about that stuff, alright? I'm just letting you know what happened.
As in, like, computers or, like, Lizzie Borden? Lizzie Borden. Got it, okay.
But yeah, so sand is a perfectly legal thing. They're not paying attention to that as much as they're paying attention to guns, drugs, things like that. You know, when they see sand coming in, they're not thinking about, well, how much sand was coming out of the other country. You know, they're not thinking about that or paying attention to that. Sand doesn't immediately trigger a reaction from these importing countries, and
because it's used for so many like normal things.
Right. And also these people that are a part of these sand mafias know how to game the system. They know how to go in and like cleanse the system basically, so it doesn't show any records, that like it doesn't show. So basically how they explained it is the sand leaving a country will come up as an illicit good. But they're able to go in and basically make it that by the time it's imported into the other country, it's illicit good. It's okay. It's allowed to come in. Like, they are just so fucking good at it that nobody can really do anything about it. So, like I said earlier, globally, the demand far outstrips like the actual legal supply of sand, and India is one of the worst offenders when it comes to this. And mining is illegal. The Supreme Court banned it, but in a lot of rural areas especially, it's a lot more lax and it's a lot easier to get away with it because there's not as many eyes. And I was literally watching in one of the videos that I did link, it's a reporter, she's in India, and she's literally going and trying to see some of these sand mining operations, and it's extremely dangerous. They straight up get approached by someone who's literally the guy who killed some other dude's father that's in the video. He literally like went in and just shot his father when he was sleeping in their home in relation to sand mining stuff. And like she literally got confronted by this dude because they were filming, and he was like telling her like, no, you can't film out here, like you're not allowed to have that out here, blah blah blah, it's illegal, yada yada yada. And
no, you're illegal.
Yeah, you're illegal. Literally, though. But so she's literally going to these places, and it's fucking insane, dude. It's fucking insane. Because she goes to report them. They go and they report these people, and the guy's just like, no, there's no mafia. No mafia. We would know if there was a mafia, and we would take care of it. No mafia. No. And she's like, well, what about this guy that literally got attacked? Because she talked to a guy who literally got attacked by these guys. He got like tied up by them and tormented and tortured by like 40 some odd people. And the guy was just like, no mafia. We would know. We would take the necessary actions to take care of that. There's no sand mining happening here. We would know. I was like, dude, you are just bullshitting right now. Like, you were just bullshitting.
Yeah, they're getting paid off for sure.
So I have some more numbers for Singapore sand trade records. So from 2006 to 2020, so the reported exported to Singapore, what was leaving another country to Singapore, these other countries to Singapore in total, 19,321,148 tons. Now, what was reported as an import to Singapore, 425,647,263 tons.
I have no words. That's not even just like a little difference.
No.
Is that almost like?
Yeah. It's like more than.
It's like 500 million. Is that how math works?
Something like that. I don't fucking know. But either way, it's a lot. It's the disparities.
Yes.
Like this.
Like, great.
Like you guys are saying it's down here, but it's really all the way up here.
Yeah.
I need you to make it make sense.
Your math is not mathing, and I don't know who your accountant is, but I think they did not go to school. Accountant is, but they did not go to the school they are claiming they did.
So
They went to prison. That's where they learned that.
let's talk about a couple other countries real quick. So in China, too much sand was taken from the Yangtze. Not sure.
If you put a Z in there, I'm automatically out.
That's where I'm thrown off. So river, to help build Shanghai in the 1980s and 1990s, prompting the Chinese government to ban sand mining there in 2000. However, smugglers continue to take sand. They've evaded capture by hacking and cloning the automatic trucking systems of their ships, leading to multiple collisions. In Greece, the pink sands of Elephantisi?
You shouldn't even be able to mine those.
Created by, listen, I don't know Greek.
What?
I don't know Greek, okay? Created by a tidal wave and induced deposits of pigmented microorganisms living in symbiotic relation with native seaweed. They were frequent subjects of souvenir taking by tourists until the Greek government declared the area a nature reserve and prohibited the sand's removal. Even today, color saturation levels remain at only around 10% of those in the early 20th century. Because yes, it might seem so innocent to just take a small amount of sand with you when you leave, but if hundreds and hundreds and thousands and millions of people are taking a small amount every time they visit these beaches, guess what? You are going to cause an environmental impact.
We're back again to napping and killing the planet.
Yeah. So in Hungary, an incident of beach theft occurred in Hungary in 2007. In this case, multiple tons of sand were stolen by thieves from an artificial beach created by a resort in Mainzent along the banks of the Tisza River. Approximately 6,000 cubic meters of sand were shipped in, and lounge chairs, playground rides, and beach huts were added. Owing to the harsh Hungarian winters, the owners of the resort covered the rides with tarpaulin and closed the resort for the season in September 2007. When one of the owners drove by, they noticed that the beach was gone. Just gone.
Just gone.
Just gone.
I wonder how do you even react to that?
I don't know how to react to the idea.
I would feel crazy though.
The beach
I think I would feel like I'm
gone.
hallucinating.
You're like,
yeah.
You're calling your spouse and you're like, honey, the beach is gone. No.
No.
It's gone. Gone.
Not there.
Like, it's gone. I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing. It's gone. Yeah. So in Jamaica, sand is used in unregulated home building across the island. So involvement by hotels was suspected in a July 2008 heist, where 500 truckloads of sand were stolen from a 400-meter stretch of beach at Coral Springs in the northern parish of Trelawney. The beach was to be part of the resort complex, but development halted after the theft. Sand was reported to have turned up on other beaches, but no charges were ever made. In Mexico, a Mexican environmental activist was murdered when he tried to stop sand mining in his village. And then they talk about Singapore. Singapore is the world's largest importer of sand, using it for land reclamation that has increased the country's size by 20% since independence. Much of the imported sand has reportedly been mined illegally in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Cambodia. In South Africa, a murder in South Africa was associated with rival gangs of sand miners fighting over sand. There's a lot of murders and stuff that have happened.
But also rivals,
yeah.
You know? That's even crazier.
Yeah, I already read this one, but sand thieves are referred to in India as the Sand Mafia. They have been alleged to have murdered hundreds of people, including journalists, environmental activists, police officers, government officials, and others. In South India, the problem appears to be so pronounced that a particular term, Tamil term, it's monarcholi, has been coined. Monarcholi.
Okay.
So, Yeah, it is so prevalent over there that they have like their own terms, and they are like basically one of the only places that really refer to them as a sand mafia, but it's basically become the term that everybody refers to when they are talking about this at this point.
It's also kind of badass. I know it's not a good thing, but if you were gonna do a bad thing, you know your name would want to be Sand Mafia. It'd be so cool.
And that's it. That's what I've got for you on the Sand Mafia.
I guess I did not know that like sand was used for really anything.
So many things. It's in like things like hairspray and some foods and things like that, and like it's like the minerals that's in sand.
Why?
And they really like the sand that's in the water because that's where they can find like more pure sand. They're trying to find like pure sand. It's got to be very specific sand and stuff like that. It's got to have the right minerals, and that's why like it's not desert sand that we can use. We have to use what's in like the waters and stuff.
So not only are we killing our like oceans just because they're filled with trash, but we're also getting rid of all.
We are literally taking and destroying the environments by just taking the sand.
Yeah, and all the minerals that it needs to be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and your
literally
is.
We don't have a modern civilization without sand, basically. So unless we come up with an alternative resource to some of these major consumers of sand, we are going to eventually run out of the sand we need. Because you've got to remember, folks, we have been building with sand for a long time. Since civilization has basically started building things, we have been using sand for construction and a lot of other things. And it's something none of us think about.
No, because everybody's like, oh, we need to not do as much oil or gasoline or whatever, but I've never thought about sand.
Mm-hmm.
Minimizing water, of course, you know, but that's
But if you take too much sand, you can destroy the ecosystem of the area where you're taking the sand from, and then that can destroy the cleanly water that's in that area, and then boom, suddenly you've lost another resource.
And now hundreds, possibly thousands of people are dying,
and
basically.
We already consume a lot of water. Like, we already overconsume water, and not just because of us drinking it, but like because of us using it for other stuff. You're overconsuming fresh water, and that is also becoming a resource that we have to find ways to lessen our consumption. So sand mafias! Didn't know that was a thing! And I got really excited to tell you about sand mafias, Laura, because it just was so unexpected.
It's very unexpected.
It was so unexpected. I was informed of sand mafias existing because of a podcast I listened to. Again, everything I learned about is from these podcasts I listen to. It's called Red Handed. It is a true crime podcast. Absolutely love them. But one of them mentioned sand mafias, and they were talking about it, and I was like, I need to dig into this. And I started looking into it, and I was like, I am making this a whole fucking topic that we are going to discuss, because I am so intrigued by this, and I think Laura is going to be super intrigued by this. So
it's just mind-blowing, because like I said, it's not something we think about. And you use massive numbers when talking about it. And Singapore is just wild, bro.
They even say in the video, like, you can't picture these numbers. Like, one of the videos, someone says, like, you can't picture that number. Like, you literally cannot picture that. It's a Henry.
It is a Henry. Nice a baby boy. He says, I'm exploring your back.
But yeah, no, it's such an unexpected resource to be getting depleted that I'm just like...
Like, people are destroying their own countries over it, and then Singapore destroyed their own country, and then is now trying to destroy other countries.
So now they're going and they're destroying other ones. Yeah, exactly.
But they fucked themselves over, and now they're trying to like go big or go home. Like,
but I think they already had a finite resource, and that's why they ran into the problem, was because it was already finite, the amount that they could get, and then that led them to having to import, and they've been having to import since 1960. And they have grown. Their landmass has grown 20%. That's a lot of sand to grow their landmass.
And it's like, it's in my head it's a lot, but then watching that video, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And then with its projected, like what they want it to be by 2030, it's like they made themselves a whole other half an island.
Maybe we can take like a screenshot of those of the video, of the clip of it showing the expansion, the growth of Singapore.
I like it. I like it.
So yeah, that's my topic for you.
I thought like the Sand Mafias were gonna be kind of cool, but they're actually terrible.
I also was hoping the Sand Mafias were gonna be cool, but they're not. They're pretty terrible. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. They're actually pretty bad.
They're not going to the good place. That's for sure.
They're not.
They're gonna go get their penises flattened.
It's not gonna be good for them. It's not gonna be
No.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot to do with like bees up your butt.
Yeah, something like that. Lots of bees,
According to the Good Place, they got creative.
Oh, they got very creative.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, we love The Good Place. It's a good show. It was a good show, man.
Mark and I finally finished it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We practically binged through that. We fucking loved that show.
I'll watch it again.
Yeah, I'd happily watch it again. We haven't watched it in a while.
Oh, goodness. So many people make me want to scream. And there's just like... I'm just a little ant, basically. There's nothing I can do, really.
No.
Like, what is... This information is just to torture me.
Yeah, basically.
I'm gonna have to up the dose of my anxiety medicine. Call my doctor. Kaylee's like, yeah. Same seats, girl.
Yeah. Basically. Welcome to the world we live in. welcome to the world we live in.
And your shirt is very prevalent in this conversation.
Yeah, you want to tell the people what my shirt says, Laura?
It says, never trust the living.
Nah, can't trust any of them motherfuckers.
Mm-mm. I mean, even the ghosts be fucking with people at this point.
Even the ghosts. Alright, Laura, what do you got for us today? I'm curious.
Okay.
Can you please
I'll share this.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'll share the story, but I won't name names. But someone told me recently that they only fart. Guess how many times they fart? In maybe a day, a week, How many times do you fart in a day, Kaylee?
I don't know.
That's the first
I don't fucking know.
Guesstimate. I'm not saying I count them.
I don't know.
True or false? Do you fart daily?
I mean, yeah. It depends on how gassy I am. It depends on what I've eaten, too.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like an average person probably farts like 5 to 10 times.
Yeah, average person farts like 10 to 20 times a day.
Wow, that's a good guess on my part.
It is. Now, I'm going to give you the juicy secret, but I can't give the people the juicy secret. But someone I know said that they only fart once a week.
I don't believe you. Oh my god, I don't believe them. I do not believe them. No. That's impossible. No.
So they were saying that their doctor put them on some medication to get things moving a little bit more, and they said that they didn't like the medication because it was making them fart too much. It was making them fart a normal amount.
Hey Laura, you want to know a fun fact that I learned?
I also have fun facts, but it's probably the same one. What is it?
In relation to farting?
Yeah.
That if you don't expel a fart out of your butt, it comes out of your mouth?
Yep, it just gets reabsorbed into your body and you just breathe it out because it gets absorbed into your lungs.
and you will just exhale it, basically. You will exhale basically a fart.
This person,
I
don't think has had bad breath. I mean, everybody obviously does, but like all the time, no.
No, it
You're
wouldn't
not-
be an
you're
all
not-
the time thing,
Yeah,
but
no,
if
farting once a
they
week
ever
is
have
all the
like a bit of
time.
a stinkier, you know, burp or something, and you might not notice it, you know, but like still might not be a great smelling burp or breath coming out, and it might smell like, ugh, what's that? I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, thank you. And I was talking to this person with another person, and we were just shitting on their lives. No pun intended. But we're like, that's not healthy. You gotta get back to that medicine. That medicine was cleaning out the
You
past
need to expel those
years of your existence.
It's okay to fart. It's okay to fart, people.
And they've always been odd about
My
farting.
more effeminate
Very embarrassed.
My more effeminate folks, it's okay to fart. It's okay.
And if you don't know how to fart in a way that you're comfortable, just go back to one of our previous episodes. It's called Put That Scrunchie in the Air and Spread It, and you will have the time of your life learning how to fart in silence. So
Laura gives great tips in that episode about how to expel a fart.
yes, so y'all are welcome. Also, just go to the fucking bathroom or something. Get it
Literally, just go
together.
to the fucking bathroom.
If you're embarrassed, otherwise, just fucking let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Go.
Spread your butt cheeks and let it flow.
Oh, God. A theme song.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see. Some other fart facts include 99% of the gas you produce does not smell. So generally, if you're worried about farting and it's stankin', basically unless you need to shit,
It's
not
not
gonna
fine.
yeah.
You'll be fine.
gum and soda can make you fart more, which I didn't know. I knew like stuff like obviously like broccoli or beans, but gum and soda. I think
didn't
it's
expect
probably
those, yeah.
because I think it's the carbonation
Yeah.
and then the fact that you're chewing and probably swallowing
Like,
a lot more.
I know soda makes me burp a lot.
Burp,
I guess
exactly.
I didn't expect the farting thing. I'm gonna pay more
Yeah.
attention next time.
Yes, please do an experiment for us. For this person who is not aware that we are speaking about today, farting is the result of a healthy, complex ecosystem in your intestines. So farting equals good. Farting once a week equals very bad. All right.
That is so.
It's scary. It's legitimately
That's
scary.
terrifying.
Just so this person, when they listen to this episode, if they ever, please be
If
careful.
they ever listen, they're gonna
explode.
know. First of all, they're gonna know
Oh, immediately.
that it's them that you're talking about.
Talking about it with love. It's just also,
But I am concerned
yeah.
for your health and well-being. Please start farting more.
Yeah. Go back to the doctor prescribed medicine and
Please.
not what you're currently working on to try to get yourself to feel better.
Please.
Another fun fact that I do think that we should try one time, Kaylee, because I think it would be kind of hilarious. We got to bring it back to like the 90s, early 2000s. And that's that you can, in fact, light a fart on fire.
I feel like it's gotta be like a gassy one, like a.
Oh yeah, we gotta eat some beans.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's gotta be a fancy one. Like it's gotta be a.
It's that cauliflower in there.
Like, I feel like it's gotta be one of the ones that's gonna be leading to a poop.
Yeah, it's gotta be the ones that like is such a intense fart that it's like hot on your asshole. Like it's like, ooh, that actually kind of
talking
burned.
about Sand Mafia to fart
because I wanted to bring up this topic because I just wanted to get your general laughs out of it. But then I was like, now I just want to make this a topic because what is going on? So.
Oh god. I'm gonna remember this next time. For an example, next time I'm explaining the podcast to someone, and I'm like, yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. You can get Sand Mafia and farts. Like what?
You never know. Sand Mafias and farts. It's a good fact, right? I don't know how you do it, but starving your fart-producing bacteria is not a good idea.
Is that what they're doing? Are they starving their fart bacteria?
Maybe.
How does one starve one's fart bacteria?
For most people, actively trying to limit your gas production isn't necessary. The amount you produce is the result of both your balance of gut bacteria and diet, and unless you're experiencing other sorts of problems, such as painful bloating, it's not wise to mess with it. For many people, the knee-jerk reaction is to stop eating things that produce gas, even though a lot of those foods are typically good for you because they're making you produce gas.
Mm-hmm.
And other reasons, of course. Let's see what my last fart link is all about.
I think I just found your article you're reading from.
Good.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
It is revealed that while men fart more wind on average than women, it was the females that had a higher concentration of hydrogen sulfide, which is the ingredient that makes your farts stink. So, they fart more, but ours are nasty. And that's also the premise of every bathroom you ever go into. You think the men's is going to be worse? Probably it's going to be the women's. It's disgusting.
The nightmares.
The nightmares.
Okay, I guess basically the way to starve them is just by not eating the foods that produce.
Yeah. Which, like I said, is like a lot of the foods that are good for you.
Yeah, basically. So probably if you eat an overly processed food diet, I guess I could see that you might run into...
Unless you're doing like a Taco Bell type of a
Because I also
dish.
feel like a lot more people are constipated too if they have a more highly processed diet.
Yep.
So I feel like that could lead into also probably not farting as much because you're not consuming a lot of the nutrients that you need to create that. So
definitely.
You don't got good gut health going on if you ain't farting.
Yeah, your fucking stomach is a rock, and no wonder everything hurts. I think that was my last little tidbit of fun facts around gas. So often your farts can smell like different things. Often the top three are a rotten egg smell, a rotten cabbage smell, and a garlic-like sulfide smell.
Interesting. I feel like mine are just rotten eggs usually if they smell.
Yeah.
Never noticed a different type of smell, I guess.
Nah, it smells like
more sulfury.
I gotta take a shit. So.
Usually just that more sulfury smell.
Well, that's what I got for you today is Sand Mafias and Farts. And highly outing the fart.
Sand Mafias and Farts.
Yes. It's true. I don't know what the opposite of a queen is because I was going to say you outed the fart queen, but what?
The fart, like the fart ruler. The fart.
Yeah, but that's, I feel like, the person that farts the most. These people fart the least.
Oh.
You know?
The fart peasant?
Maybe. The fart dictator? Because they dictate when they fart?
Maybe. The fart dictator?
I used to try to dictate when I could fart.
The anti-farter?
The what?
The anti-farter?
Yeah. Thank you. Is that Nicholas's idea?
No, that was me, bitch. What the fuck?
Well, I was talking and all I could hear you guys both saying random names to come up with a new one, but I couldn't hear his.
He was talking to the cat.
I could just tell he was talking.
Little boy is doing. I don't know if I can. He goes in circles when he tries to get his tail. He'll like literally move in a circle around the top.
I love it.
Trying to get his tail. Oh, there he goes.
Harley will sometimes do that just to get comfortable. She'll do it a couple times, but never to play, so that's so cute.
Yeah, no, it's usually like this, and he usually will go and like that. He doesn't stand up or anything. He just pulls himself along and pulls himself in a circle, try and get his tail and stuff.
It's like, hey,
likes to play with his tail.
That's mine.
He gets all riled up.
He's such a cutie.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
Such an orange crazy cat.
Yeah, he's crazy orange boy. All right. Well, we've brought you Sand Mafias. We've brought you farts. That's it. That's where we're ending this. We're gonna call it here.
Yeah, and don't forget to stop gathering sand and fart more. You know,
fart more. Seriously,
you know,
just let it out, man.
Me and my work friend Jenna, we created a fake poster for a group that we were holding because we hold groups all the time for our participants or whatever, and we made it a fart festival.
That's so funny.
And we put a lot of like fart puns on it, and then we hung it all around our office. So.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Have a fart fest on your own time and live your best gut healthy life.
Exactly. All right. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, blah 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 blah, whatever, you should hit us up. You should at our email, which is chaosandcatspodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on the socials: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are at Chaos and Cats Pod. So I don't know if TikTok is going to be around much longer. So
no, did you see that thing I sent you?
Yes, I did.
We're a fart in the shape of a country. Sorry, I had to bring it back full circle because that's what she says at the end, and it killed me because she ain't wrong.
She's not wrong. And our YouTube is at Chaos and Cats Podcast. Those are all the places. Those are all the things. Follow us. Leave us comments, questions, concerns, all the things. And that's it. Don't forget to release your farts and stop mining the sand.
Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches.